From 2019 to 2024, I have observed many designers who want to start their content creation journey, but they fail at doing so. At least fail at doing so for a long run. And the reason for that are six things. Okay, and we are going to talk about those six things in this particular video. So, the first one here is getting too detail oriented. What do I mean by that? So as a designer, as a especially UX designer, we are very detail oriented. If we draw rectangles, we draw boxes, it has to be perfect rectangles. It has to be perfectly 8 pixel, or this rounded corner has to be perfectly 4 pixel, and so on. So one thing which is our strength in design is called pixel perfection. Okay. As a designer, when we are so pixel perfect in whatever we produce, we take the same strength into content creation. At least when we are starting out as a beginner content creator, this is going to become a hurdle. Whatever our strength, we called it strength when we were using it in design, but this actually becomes a hurdle when we are starting out in content creation. So in content creation, there are different levels to quality. Okay, so there can be quality in sound, in visuals, in delivery, in research, in the way you speak, so that's like delivery and so on. So there are many levels to it, right? In the way you are able to simplify context, or you are able to engage the user, there are different levels to it. If in the beginning you know that these are the different things you need to build your strength at, and you want to just go to level 10, you want here audio ke liye you want to be at level 10, here you want to be at level 10. From the beginning you cannot just become level 10 at everything. In the beginning you have to be here, and then slowly you need to see where can you grow. Probably you will grow here little bit, here little bit, maybe here you'll grow, and that's like a 1 year plan. If you produce content consistently, then you'll go from being noob content creator to a better content creator. And most of the time, all these visual stuff, all these things that makes a designer good may not be the things that is necessarily the most important thing for content creation. For content creation, you got to start with sound and research. If your content is well researched, if you have good sound, that is good enough to begin with. And obviously you need good writing, but yeah, that can be learned over time. So if you want to invest in anything, invest in good research and good sound, and that is it. That is good enough for you to start videos. But most people, what do? They try to become very good at this level. So they try to copy somebody who was at level 10. So that's a red flag. That's one of the reason why people fail. Another reason is running after the wrong metrics. Okay, what is the wrong metrics here? Metrics is just your goal. For many people, your goal is your number of followers or number of views or watch time and so on. These are very valid numbers to go after. However, let me ask you this question. If you produce 10 videos or 200 videos, okay, can you guarantee how many number of followers you are going to gain by that, or how many number of views you are going to get by that, or how many number of watch time or watch hours you are going to get from this? You can never guarantee, which means this metrics is not in your control. This is something that you can do once you reach around 6 months of content creation or 12 months of content creation. Maybe you need to look at watch time and click through rate and so on, but that is later. When you're beginning, when you're trying to build your habit muscle, what you need to look at is something that is under your control, which is how many time are you showing up. So from a gym reference, it is how many times did you go to gym in this particular week, which is what is in my control. This is not in my control. What is in my control? In my control, I have number of uploads and number of improvements. I talked about improvements here. There are different channels of improvement. There are many different subjects where you can improve. So you need to track these two items, which is how many times have I uploaded in my last 1 week, 1 month. You can pick your time frame. You choose the time frame and count how many times you uploaded and how many improvements have you done in those uploads. So your main goal here should be to create batches of content. Let's say 4 reels together you created, post them, then you keep on improving. Okay, you learn something, you try to implement them in your next set of reel. Okay, so that's how you basically should go ahead for 6 months at least. If you cannot continue for 6 months, you are never going to become a long-term content creator. So this is one important stuff, which is batching and focusing on the metrics, number of uploads and number of improvements. Then the next reason why people give up on content creation is feeling like an imposter. You're like, who am I? You're always asking this question because you know that, okay, this guy is from NID. Oh, this guy has 200,000 followers. Oh, this guy has 12 years of experience. Oh, this guy is so good at talking, I'm not so good at talking. So you're like, okay, these are the strength of these guys. Okay, they are so high above me. What am I supposed to talk about as a 0 level designer? So like I said, there are different levels that applies to content creation as well. When you are at level 1 designer, there are many things you can still do. You don't have to be a subject matter expert in design to be able to help others. So help others is the only thing why you are creating content. Okay, I mean, there can be other personal reasons, but at least the reason why people are watching your videos is because they want to be helped. Okay, so here one thing to note here is, what can you do as a level 0 designer? Okay, or somebody who is not confident at what they can do or what they can give to the user. So first one is, you can be a simplifier. Okay, or you can be articulator or a presenter, or what else? Let me just explain what is simplified. So there are many hard concepts in the world. They are probably written in text. You can probably use infographics or motion graphics or supporting graphics in order to explain those concepts in a simple manner. Similarly, you can be an articulator. There are many things that are written in big books. Instead of us reading books, you can say that, okay, this is the summary, I have read this and these are the stuff that you can learn from in this book. So you can be a summarizer. You can also be a curator, which is, okay, these are the 5 things that I learned from 10 videos, 20 videos and so on. So you are saving us time. So you can be a curator in a way. So there are many different ways in which you can contribute to the society with your content. It is not just being an extraordinary designer and then giving the gyan from the top. You can be at the bottom and then provide help to the society in many different ways. You can save them time, you can save them energy, even you can entertain them. So entertaining means you can create, let's say, meme around design content and so on. So these are like different things that you can do as a beginner content creator. Instead of just thinking that you are not good enough, who am I to talk about and so on. Another thing that you can also do is X plus UX. Let's say you are a musician. Okay, now you can say, how is music here, which is X, how is music connected with UX? For example, I can talk about dance. Let me just bring it down. Dance and UX. Like, for example, your audience is equals to your user. So now you are, as a choreographer, designing for an audience. How do you choreograph for an audience, a particular audience? For example, a corporate audience versus a student audience. So these are the kind of topic that I can talk about. Even though I'm not a great designer, I can still talk about these things because this is an intersection of 2 things, which is X plus UX. Okay. And this is probably less talked about in the market as well. So it's not a saturated topic, so I can talk about it. So you can pick anything. You can pick cricket or your movies, whatever you are interested in. You can pick that and you can talk about it. Next is image issues. Okay. What is image issues? Image issues are like my accent, the way I look. Oh, I have a pimple, so everybody is going to look at my pimple. Or I'm not rich, so I cannot show my rich lifestyle. Or I don't have X or whatever. So if you look at your image issues, these are of 2 types. One is you have control. The other is you don't have control. The way you look, the way you sound, and so many other things, you don't have any control, so you can't really do anything about it. The only way to feel good about it is the fact that there are two types of content creators. Okay, you have your relatable content creator and you have your aspirational content creator. The more imperfect you are, okay, the more imperfect you are going to become a relatable content creator. If you are very perfect, if you have all the money, if you have all the best skin, all the best accent, all the English language and everything, then you become aspirational. Okay, as a beginner, you are at the advantage of being a relatable content creator. Okay, so think about it that way, that these things which you call as imperfections, which is not under your control, actually other people in the world also have these issues. Okay, so they will relate to you. So that's one thing. For example, I am an introvert. Okay, there are two ways to think about it. Probably I will never ever become an extrovert, but that does not mean I cannot have social skills, which is where I call it you have some control over certain issues. For example, let's say English. Maybe you are not very fluent in English, okay, but at least you can try to, work your way around and become better at English. Like, for example, the way I'm talking now, I would have never talked in the last 6 months, okay. So there is some bit of improvement because I'm trying to consciously become better at this subject, okay. I have identified, that's the first thing, that I have identified what is this thing that I need to have in order to produce better content, and then I try to work on it. Okay, and another way to also think about it, again a mindset thing, is, see, content creation you should not give up because you don't have something. Okay, if you don't have something and content creation requires it, that means content creation is a gym for that particular skill. For example, I need to be a good communicator to be able to produce good content. So what I'll do, I'll use content creation as a mechanism for me to train to be a good communicator. So don't give up on content creation because you don't have something. Rather, think of it this way, that you are now relatable and you can improve on whatever skill you lack today by thinking that content creation is a gym for it, is a training ground from it. Now, next is, this guy looks like Amitabh Bachchan plus Ranbir Kapoor for some reason. Maybe the AI is trained on this. So another reason why people fail is this conflict between salary versus hustle. Okay, so for a lot of people, content creation is a shortcut to more money and more clout. Okay, clout, let's forget it. I don't think in today's market you can have enough clout, but people think that this is a way to make a lot of money, which is true. It is a way to make a lot of money, but how it works is you give in effort, okay, and probably the effort will not increase with time. This is time. This is, let's say, your effort that you're putting. But the amount of money that you're going to generate for a long time is going to be actually downward, because you're going to spend a lot of money and then it is going to go up, and then one day it becomes justifiable as to all this effort that you have put in, is justified in this point. But for a very long time, you are going to be in this region, which is, it does not justify why you are putting so much effort, at least from a money point of view. But at this point, you should not rely only on money generation capability of content creation. Look at all the skills that you are gaining over time, and all these skills are transferable skills. What do I mean by transferable skills? These are skills that can be transferred into something else. For example, all the things that you learned about aesthetics, all the skills that you learn about storytelling, all these are something that you can use once you get into another job or you go into another profession. So hence, think about all the skills that you are gaining. Think about all the hope that this content creation gives you, that one day you are going to reach this point. So this inflection point, whatever you want to call it, actually inflection point is technically somewhere here, but this breakthrough point, you want to reach that, and every day you're putting in effort, you're getting engaged creatively, you're getting the creative juice flowing in your brain, and you're getting the kick out of doing something creative. All these are the benefits of content creation. So don't only think, why am I going to put so much hustle because I'm already getting so much salary. What salary does is it gives you all this comfort. So you are going to get so much comfort, and you are in this comfort zone. You can never leave this for only money, because the effort is not justified in this region. You got to have more reason to be able to become a content creator, or at least sustain in content creation game. And the last reason is relying on wrong strengths. Okay, so what do I mean by that? As a designer, okay, what are your different strengths? Let's try to understand. So you have a sense of aesthetics, you know certain creation tools, you know certain ideas like user centric, and you also know things like business. So you have all these different knowledge and skills, and also you have some subject matter expertise, which is, you know, design and stuff. So as a designer, when you're getting into content creation, you should try to utilize whatever is your skill. Like for some people, even communication could be a skill. For some people, something else could be a skill along with design. So you got to use these skills rather than looking at Mr. Beast. If you look at how to succeed on YouTube, you would look at, you know, so many content which is around how to become basically Mr. Beast. Now Mr. Beast is a different beast altogether. He does different things to get views and retention and different kind of metrics. You got to look at your relatable heroes. Okay, people who are like you got to look at them. If you are not somebody who can scream at the peak of their voice like Mr. Beast to get attention, then don't do that. No, try to be authentic, try to be the person that you are. So try to be authentic and relatable instead of being Mr. Beast and shouting at people's face. So this is something that a lot of people miss out on, which is they look at wrong inspiration and they don't utilize their strength, which is around aesthetics and stuff. Think about, like, every video is a design, okay, plus every video is an art, plus every video is an opportunity for you to express yourself. If you think of every video like this, you would realize that there is a very different mechanism, there is a very different way to basically deal with content creation. So yeah, this is it for the video. If you liked it and if you understood something interesting in this video, do let me know in the comments. Also, like the video, subscribe to my channel. There will be more content for designers. So thank you, bye bye, see you in the next one.